I'm so proud to support Hillary Clinton for president. Someone who knows that it's not enough to offer condolences after a tragedy, that we have to do whatever we can to prevent the next one from happening. And someone who is not afraid to stand up to the NRA.
That's right.
And will keep fighting for common sense gun reforms. And that women are still earning 78 cents for every dollar that a man makes. And that LGBT Americans still face discrimination where they work and live. Yep. And that families in America are being torn apart by a broken immigration system. I believe that we need a candidate who has achievable plans to break all of these barriers that are holding us back, someone who has what it takes to make real change in Washington and who has the tenacity to get it done, and I believe that person is Hillary Clinton.
I couldn't imagine a better mom. Someone more generous, supportive, encouraging, and yes, when appropriate, could dole out a little bit of discipline when I was growing up. A role model that means even more to me now since I'm a mom myself. And I particularly want to thank Jamie Foxx for helping to kick off this evening and doing so surrounded by 3 adorable little girls, so that it is impossible for us to forget that this election is inevitably and fundamentally about the future. Because as proud as I am to be my mother's daughter, my first and last identity now is as a mom. My husband Mark and I have a 17-month-old daughter Charlotte at home. We have her little sister, little brother on the way this summer. And while I couldn't, thank you for cheering for that. I appreciate that. And while I couldn't imagine a better grandmother for my children, I also couldn't imagine a better president for my children, for Jamie's children, for any of our children than my mom. And I'm so grateful to have the opportunity to be out across the country helping to make her case about why I so fundamentally believe my mother must be our next president, so that every child can grow up and be whomever she or he wants to be and can love whomever they want to love. And I couldn't imagine a better friend or compatriot in the long fight to make that reality a truth than Elton John. While I think Elton is mainly known for his musical and creative talents, and that's understandable, given he's won 5 Grammys, a Tony, and an Oscar, and been granted a knighthood for his artistic achievements, and he certainly has inspired now generations of creative artists, and who knows how many other children's imaginations. What I most respect about Elton is that he has always had a fundamental commitment to using his talents and to using the spotlight that he's been granted to empower and enfranchise others who have too often, like my mom's fight, been left out and left behind. The Elton John Foundation, started in 1992, has raised more than $350 million to fight HIV/AIDS, to change the stigma that too often is synonymous with being HIV positive around the world, and to ensure that a positive status does not mean that someone has to die before their time or live without dignity. And I think that Elton's example is particularly extraordinary because with each success, he's only treated that as another challenge, whether to tackle stigma, to be part of the effort to get to universal treatment, or to continue to advocate on the simple message of love. And I'm so grateful that his husband David is here, and think that the family they're building with Zachary and Elijah and the example that they set as parents is one that all of us could learn from. So I am just so thrilled and grateful for Elton's friendship, and even more for his leadership on the artistic front, on the personal front, and most of all, on the advocacy front. And I would like you to join me in welcoming to the stage Elton John.
All the clubs are tiny dancers. I count the headlights on the highway. I am so happy to be here tonight to support Hillary. And I thank you all for coming to support her too. This is a very important year for America, and she's the only hope you have.
You said it, Elton. Yeah. Yes,
But then again, no, oh man, the explosions in our travel show. I know it's not much, but it's the best I can do. I give it to my song, and this one's for you. She packed my bags last night. Pre-flight. Didn't let the struggle get down on me. Oh, I searched myself, so let someone else I see. Know that I'm still standing better than ever. Looking at the truth of fire, yeah, feeling like a little kid. I'm still standing after all that time. Thinking of the best of my life, without you on my mind.
Who gets elected president is intelligent, hardworking, and honestly tries to do what they said they're going to do when they get there. But there's a big difference in who can do and who can't. Here's what I know about Hillary. She's the single best change maker I've ever met in my life. And we need a change maker. Not a change talker, a change maker. So I'll tell you a couple of stories you may not know. A court said our schools weren't properly financed in Arkansas, and we were going to have to reallocate the money. I put Hillary in charge of coming up with new standards. She went to every county in the state, made all the people who didn't want to change mad, presented it to the legislature. The crusty old head of the education committee in the legislature said it was so good he thought maybe that we had elected the wrong member of our family. And there's something to be said for that. Anyway, 9 years later, I come to Iowa, running for president, telling you the two most improved school systems in America were in Arkansas and South Carolina. She did that, not me. She'd never been elected to anything. She just always made something good happen. She went to South Carolina to see why all these African-American teenagers were being jailed as adults. 13, 14, 15 years old, being kept for years in adult prisons. And she went back and they changed that too. She hadn't been elected to anything, but she was making change. That's just the beginning. I could keep you here tomorrow morning telling you these stories. It's hard work. It's policy. The country needs somebody who can actually get something done.
Yes. That's right.
She comes in one day just jumping up and down happy. She said, you know, I've been so worried. We had 6 of the 20 poorest counties in America. She said, these kids are going to school, they're not able to learn. There's no kindergarten, there's certainly no pre-kindergarten, there's no preschool. I found it. I found a preschool program in Israel that teaches people to be their children's first teachers, even if they're illiterate. I think it would work here. I said, well, what are we going to do? She said, I did it. I called the woman who started it. She'll be here in 10 days, and we're going to start this program. Now, here's what happened. Next thing I know, I'm going to these little graduations for preschoolers. Next thing you know, it's in 26 states. It's still thriving. And there are thousands of people in this country today who have better lives and learn more and grew up just because of her. And they have no clue. And she didn't care, and she hadn't been elected to anything. She just made something good happen. You're entitled to give all these remarks the love discount if you want. But everything I have told you, I believe with all my heart. She's the best person to win the election, the best person to implement the changes we need, economically and socially, the best person to preserve the gains we made under President Obama. But mostly, I want you to do what's best for you. Most of the people in this audience have more tomorrows than yesterdays. Those of us who have more yesterdays than tomorrows, believe it or not, spend most of our time thinking about the future. And I believe it would be a gift that we keep on giving, because she made everything she ever touched better. Thank you very much.